Welcome, ASUN fans, to another edition of the Lunchbox, where we take our lunch hour and talk with your favorite ASUN athletes. Today on the Lunchbox, we have USA Lacrosse Preseason All-American Honorable Mention, Jacksonville University's lacrosse midfielder, Tucker Garrity. Welcome on the Lunchbox. How are you doing?
Good. How's it going? Good. Excited to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
First, we want to congratulate you on winning the USA Lacrosse Preseason All-American Honorable Mention. What does that honor mean to you?
Yeah, thank you. I'm just super grateful, for the opportunity that, family, friends, coaches, teammates gave me to get to this position. It's an awesome feeling. Something that I've, been working, not at, but, I've always, tried to get something, accolades, I guess. Feels good. It's an exciting, and I'm just ready for this season. So
That's super exciting. And congratulations. Definitely something, through the years, it seems like you've been working towards.
yeah, yeah.
With that All-American nod probably comes with some pressure. Do you feel like, there's added pressure now to live up to that expectation, being a key player for the Dolphins?
Yeah. Yes and no. I think so a little bit because, obviously, like you said, the expectations have been raised, which is just going to raise a little bit of pressure to anybody. But I'm not really one to, be too worried about like, what my stats are, how I'm playing. I kind of let that stuff come natural. I try and just do what's best for the team, and just, do what I can do to help the team's success. So yes and no, I guess.
Cool. Yeah, that's good to hear. I'm glad. It definitely won't affect your play, obviously. Starting kind of from the beginning, how did you get involved playing lacrosse?
Yeah, funny story. I actually started off playing soccer.
Mm.
Uh, my best friend at the time, um, we had soccer practice together, and then he had to leave early or right after practice, whatever it was, to go to lacrosse practice. And we were probably 5 or 6 years old. And I remember I was devastated I couldn't go and hang out with him after soccer practice. So I made my mom, sign me up for lacrosse. And within the next week, I was, out there playing with him. Um, and then I just, as I grew older, I just, kept playing, just fell in love with it. And just, the people that play it, got some great relationships throughout my years of playing, and I just fell in love with it more and more. So
That's awesome. That's cool that like a friendship brought you to lacrosse. I don't think
yeah,
I don't think a lot of players could say that, to be honest.
yeah, no, it's a good feeling.
You are originally from Connecticut, so you've been now at Jacksonville for 5 years, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So what are you so you know a lot about Florida. You've lived there for a while. What are kind of the differences between living in New England to Florida?
Well, number one, the weather. That's one of the main reasons I came down here is to avoid the Northeast winters. Summers are awesome up there, but winters are brutal. I'd rather be warm down here. It's a lot more relaxed down here, I'd say. Slow paced. Everyone kind of moves at their own way. Up north, you feel crammed and just, like everyone's rushing you. It's just more relaxed here, which is something I love.
Is there like a different style of play because it's a little bit more relaxed down there, or is it
Um,
is it the same lacrosse?
no, it's the same. It's the same level down here. I'd say, and Florida also has just been growing, lacrosse wise, a lot. So I mean, growing up, Northeast was probably the place to play and play the tournaments and everything. But as I've been here for the past couple of years, I've seen just lacrosse grow down here to be able to like go hand in hand with Northeastern players. So it's cool to really see how it's expanding down here.
That's awesome. That's great. I'm glad to hear it, and you're certainly part of that. Um, Want to ask you, you're a graduate senior this year. You redshirt your freshman year, so you didn't have to play another year, but you decided to do that. What kind of went into that decision to play another year of lacrosse
Yeah,
at Jacksonville?
yeah. I mean, well, like you said, redshirted because of COVID, and then I had some eligibility issues going on freshman year, so I didn't really get to play much, really at all, my freshman year. So that was kind of something that stuck with me and not being able to play. I know we only played, I think, 6 games. It was my freshman year, but it was something that I missed out on those 6 games. So it just, I felt like I should come back. I mean, and all my best friends are here, so it's just, why not? Why would I, why would I leave them? And it's just awesome being here. I just love it, and it felt like
Yeah,
those 4 so fast. I might as well get one more in.
for sure. And it's definitely fun winning. So I can totally understand why you come back for another year. Um,
Exactly.
what do you feel like you've improved the most in this offseason in your game?
In my game, probably trying to, stay level headed, honestly. Um, which I know is on the field, but it's kind of something a little off the field, I guess, as well. But it definitely can be shown on the field. Probably just trying to stay level headed and keep my cool throughout the game, keep my composure, and just stay consistent throughout the game. I feel like I would go high and low throughout games. So this offseason, I tried to just, work on staying level headed. In practice, we had Duval December, which is a bunch of guys come down here for about 2 or 3 weeks in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we have some captains practices and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, one thing I would say is just working on staying level headed within those off-season practices and just keeping my composure.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. What what do you feel like you know, being a midfielder, you work with both defense and offense. How do you kind of build chemistry with your teammates? Does that kind of happen like you kind of mentioned in the off season with the captains, like meetings and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'd say, well, number one thing is obviously we're going to practice together every day. We're going to be together as a team, which is just going to naturally build chemistry and relationships. But I think the main thing and how you really become tight as a group and build chemistry is, spending quality time outside of lacrosse. Um, whether that's, cooking food together, going to grab food, hanging out at the beach, just really anything, just spending time together off the field and getting to know each other on a more personal level, I think can translate over to the field really well. And just help with chemistry. And, if you know who someone is, you're going to pick up on their tendencies on the field. And just the better the relationship you have with somebody, the odds are you're going to probably play better with them and you're going to want to play better with them. So just off the field, hanging out, spending time together, getting to know each other, spending time with, different age groups, freshmen hanging out with seniors, and vice versa, I think is really important to building chemistry and team relationships.
Yeah, totally. That's super important. What do you Jacksonville came in second in the ASUN preseason poll. What do you think it's going to take for you guys to finish first this year?
Um, I mean, it's going to become, I mean, it's something it's within us, right? I mean, we've gotten there, we've gotten real close. And, there's good teams in the ASUN. Robert Morris and Utah are both really good teams. So I think if we got to focus on ourselves and what we can control and, worry about what we can control. And just sticking to our game plan and sticking true to ourselves. And just being consistent throughout the season. And never stop being consistent. I feel like in years past we've kind of fell off at the end and not been able to finish. And that's a huge emphasis this season to start. Once you start, you got to finish strong. So I think that's been a problem, like I said in the past. So just staying true to ourselves and just sticking to our game plan and doing what we can control. I think is important to that.
Yeah, staying consistent, definitely
Yeah,
something important to have throughout the season. Is there a team, the ASUN, that you're like looking forward to playing this year?
yeah. I want to put Robert Morris in Utah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, there's a couple. Yeah.
that's awesome. Is there a place that you like love playing outside of Jacksonville?
Um, Within the ASUN,
Yeah,
um, oh, Air Force's stadium is really cool.
yeah,
I like
it's a good
that.
choice.
Yeah. The mountains are really cool in Utah. Um, but I'd probably have to go with Air Force. I love the
Yeah,
stadium.
yeah. I kind of figured you'd put either Utah or Air Force. So good
Yeah.
choices. I imagine
Yeah.
playing with like the scenery is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um, So this is the lunchbox. We always ask a meal-oriented, food-oriented question. What's your like go-to meal the night before a game?
Go-to meal probably. I don't know. Sometimes me and my roommates will get together and we'll change it up. There's not really one consistent meal, I'd say. We'll sometimes do some, chicken parm pasta,
Huh.
load up on the carbs. Um, or we can do, which I love to do probably a little bit better, is get some steaks, grill some steaks. We got a nice Blackstone at the house. Grill some steaks, sauteed onions, corn, mashed potatoes. Just have, like 5 or 6 or whoever wants to come over and just grill out and just spend time together and eat is probably my pregame meal.
That's awesome. I love the
Yeah.
Blackstone. That's a great choice. It's a great way to make some meals. On the lunchbox, we always play a game. It's called Red Flag, Green Flag. I'm gonna give you 3 prompts, and you're gonna have to tell me if it's a red flag, meaning something you wouldn't do, or a green flag, meaning a good thing you would do. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Your first prompt is mastering lacrosse lingo, like wheel, snipe, celly.
Red flag.
Really? You're not into the lingo?
Nah, not too much.
All right. All right. I like that. I like that. Blaming your stick on a bad play.
Oh, red flag. Red
Why
flag.
is that?
Uh, it's not the wand, it's the wizard.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Game day superstitions.
Uh, Red flag, but I used to, and then I broke it one game, and I just never have gone back to that one. So I don't think I got a superstition. So red flag.
What was the superstition? What did you break?
I wore the same socks every game.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'd wash them, but I'd just wear them every game.
That's dope. That's awesome. Well, don't need it anymore, so that's good.
Yeah,
Well, thanks, Tucker, for coming on the episode of Lunchbox. We really appreciate it.
yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on.